Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Okay, so we saw last time that the so-called caste system was not cast in stone. Okay. A lot of guna, karma, vibhaga, etc. And how in each of them you will have karma divisions and you will have guna divisions. So in each, if you are going by function, karma, Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, you will have by gunas, Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra in all of them. You saw that. Now there are some orthodox people, because you will hear this on YouTube and everything, who will equate karma with birth. They say because of the karma that you have done in your last lifetime, this lifetime you are born as a Kshatriya or a Shudra or whatever. That is a convoluted argument. Okay? When directly karma is saying karma, why are you equating karma, then last lifetime karma, and then after that this lifetime birth? Is too convoluted. State karma straight away. What are you doing? What is the profession you are following? Okay? So don't go roundabout on it. Straightforward. Yeah. When a straightforward answer is possible, why are you going round and round? A straightforward explanation is available. There is no need to go round and round. Okay. Yeah. So any other questions, clarifications, or shall we go ahead? Okay.
Swamiji, I just have one question
regarding
the point you made. So for example, if somebody is born in a family where a particular profession is practiced,
Yeah.
so my past karma, has it caused me to be born in that family so that I could also take up that karma, or it is not necessary like that?
Not necessary, because freedom of choice is always yours. See, don't forget one thing. Freedom of choice is God given. Okay? That can't be superseded. And historically are full of examples of people making their choices to change things. Yeah. So, to say that this is because of this, by karma you are born, therefore you are supposed to take up this. Ravade. Too much of it, you know. Yeah. By the way, Parashurama was a Brahmana. What is his karma? He didn't have the habis in his hand. He didn't have the ladle to offer oblations in his hand. He had an axe in his hand to chop off people's heads.
21 generations he killed.
Yeah, so this argument that because of your past karma you are born in a particular house and therefore you are supposed to, convoluted. You know, it's not respecting the God-given freedom of choice. It's an orthodox argument. Because somewhere they want to bring the Janma argument into it. Yeah, people followed by Janma for the sake of convenience. Yeah. I told you the advantages of following that also. Yeah. Whether you are an artisan or a Brahmana. A Brahmana child is growing up, hearing the chanting, this, that, etc. Therefore, it comes easy to him. A Kshatriya kid sees the play of swords and starts imitating that at the age of 2 onwards. So it comes easier. So that way there was an advantage. If your temperament matched that. Yeah. And you felt at home doing that. But everyone didn't feel at home and everyone didn't always follow it also. Yeah. So that karma equation with Janma is not a very good argument, convoluted. Orthodox people do it. So I am mentioning it here because you have to be aware that when you hear an argument like that, it is coming more from orthodoxy rather than tradition. Yeah. You may hear it from high places, but that's okay. You can hear it from anywhere. What does your Shastra and logic tell you? Yeah. Then if you ask about Vyasa, etc., they'll say, no, father was a rishi, no, therefore. Yeah. Then what about Drona? Oh, they were all exceptions. And you see, it goes very convoluted. Yeah. And you ask the people who are giving all these arguments, are you following all your Brahmana karma then? Because most of the people who are giving this argument are orthodox Brahmanas. Are you following your Brahmana karma? No, 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 no. How can I do it in modern world? Then all the excuses will come. Simple, do your Agnihotra, no? Nothing else. There are 23 Agnihotris in the country. Eh? There should be 23 lakhs at least. Yep. You know, you're creating a false sense of pride and identity just by an accident of birth. Not healthy. Not healthy. In fact, Shankara writing in Upadesha Sastri, the boy is going to the master, Guru and asking. And the Guru asks him, who are you? He says, I am a Brahmana born. He says, you are bluffing. You are not a Brahmana, he says. That's only your body, by Janma you are talking about. Nonsense. He dismisses it. Yeah, he dismisses it. Then the orthodoxy feels, oh, Dandi Swamis are great because they are Brahmanas by birth. Actually, among the sannyasis, the biggest, the greatest or the highest level is the Paramahamsas, not Dandis. Paramahamsas are those people who have renounced the Danda in the river. Everyone is given a Danda on sannyasa. It's called the Brahma Danda. If you have not done enough upasanas before taking sannyasa, then you are supposed to do upasana based on the Danda. Instead of a murti or a symbol or anything, you are supposed to use the Danda as a. That's why it's called Brahma Danda. If you are a Paramahamsa, that also is given in the river, like I have given it up in the river, in the Ganga. So without knowing tradition, without knowing the Shastra, or even if you know, sometimes because of the force of orthodoxy, you will say these things. Doesn't have any validity. Okay? Yeah. People followed Janma because of convenience. So it's okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Then in the second line he adds, Tasya kartaram abhimam vidhi akartaram avyayam. Says this whole order of karma, janma, guna, etc. The aham tasya kartaram. Mam Ishwaram, speaking, identified with Ishwara, Krishna is saying, I as Ishwara is a kartaram. Even though my true nature is akartaram. True nature is what? Akartaram. So what are you doing all these things for? Later on the 18th chapter he says, Swakarmanam tam abhyakcha siddhim vindati manava. The whole verse goes like this, Yata pravarti bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam. Swakarmanam tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. Okay. From that which all this has come, that which pervades all of them, that Ishvara, worshipping by doing your own karma, in the attitude of Ishvara Arpanam and Prasad Buddhi, that's the worship. Siddhim vindati manavaha. Person becomes predominantly sattvic in their minds, in their gunas. Then what? Then with that sattvic mind, you understand the truth. And you understand what? The Brahmana, Kshatriya, this thing, divisions are not applicable to you. You are nothing but Nitya Shuddha Chaitanyam, not touched by any of these things. ये सब माया का खेल है. It's on the field of Maya, not real. So you don't have to keep on giving argument, justifying this, justifying that. Reva de. Let it all be. Yeah. The whole idea is that. The idea is to discover your freedom, not to discover how good you are bad, or how good or bad your bondage is. Like there in some of these countries, there is this. If you are a common criminal, you will be executed with an iron sword. If you are from the royal family and you do crime, you will be executed with a golden sword. फर्क पड़ा कुछ? Bondage is bondage, whether it is iron or gold. Yeah. So you discover your freedom, the fact that you are nothing but limitless consciousness. That is the idea. So that's what Krishna is saying here. I am the one who has done it. At the same time, I am limitless consciousness, not doing anything. Akartaram avyayam. Okay. Therefore, continuing that idea, he is saying, this is what you have to discover. By being sattvic in your guna, this is what you have to discover. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spruha, iti mam yo abhijanati, karma bhina badhyate. Namam karmani limpanti. Okay. Actions do not affect me, whether I do or don't do, because I really speaking don't do. Therefore, actions doesn't affect me. Name karma phala spruha. Nor is there any longing in me for karma phala. अरे इतना कुछ किया, कुछ फल नहीं मिलता है, क्या हो जाएगा? Like the Bombay guy's prayer, you know. You know how Mumbaiker's prayer, no? Tata ne apyo, Birla ne apyo, mane nathi apyo. You gave money to Tatas, Birlas, etc. Why have you left me like this? I am a good man. Name karma phale spruha. You did a lot of things, yeah. Ho gaya, nahi. Not happen, It's okay, let it be. What difference does it make? Name karma phale spruha. Because this is the nature of consciousness. This is not an attitude. Don't mistake this as an attitude. This is the nature of you as consciousness. You don't do anything, nor can you be affected by any of the result. That means no pride and guilt in terms of your action, no hurt, pain or elation in terms of the result. That's a corollary from this discovery. That my nature is like this. Namam karmani limpanti. Actions don't touch me. And nor can I long for a karma phala. What karma phala are you talking about when you are not doing anything? For the body and mind, yes, there is karma phala. So now the question is, what are you taking yourself to be? Body and mind or consciousness? But Swamiji, even afterward knowing you have to do something, no? So that becomes role playing. We saw that in the second chapter, no? And the lakshanas of a sthita prajna. It's a role playing. What are you, all pervading consciousness? What are you doing now? Human being. I am playing the role of a human being. Some lifetimes back I was a Vanara. Right now, role is human being. And after human being role, inside there are further roles. Roles, yes, sir. This is what is called as knowledge, okay? Yeah. Namam karma. Iti mam yo abhijanati. One who knows me like this, Mam Ishwaram, who understands like this, he says, Karma bhina badyate. That person is also not bound by karma. Why? Because you can't understand Ishvara leaving yourself out of the picture. The understanding is Ishvara is nothing but you. As consciousness, you and Ishvara are one and the same. Functioning, there are differences. Of course, there are differences. Ishvara manifests this whole world. And what do? Create confusions. Or Krishna. That's all I can do. I can't create anything more than that. Yeah. That's functional. Reality is what? There's only one consciousness. There's no Ishvara, there is no Jiva. Separate. There's only one consciousness. If you understand Ishvara like that, karmani na badyate, this is the real Jnana Ganga where you are supposed to have a dip. You say you're free from all papa karma, no? When you have a dip in the Ganga. Karmani na badyate. That Ganga is a symbol for this knowledge. Symbol for this knowledge. That's why look at the story. Available with Mahavishnu, then it came down to the earth, received by Shiva in his jata, and he locked it up. Why? If you want knowledge, you have to ask for it. Then he let it out in small 7 streams. Yeah, for those who want it. So it's symbolic of what? Of this knowledge. Yeah. So naturally, if you dip in this knowledge, you're free from everything. Na? Why? Na karmani badyate. You're not caught up in karma. You're not bound by karma anymore. Anymore? Actually speaking, you're never bound by karma. Out of ignorance, I thought I was bound by karma. So there was some amount of joy, some amount of guilt, some amount of happiness, some amount of pain. Why? Because that's the nature of karma. No? The moment you take yourself as a karta means you are a finite entity. I am enjoying my freedom myself. I'm a very responsible, proactive person. Very good. Excellent way to live. But bound by karma then. Bound by karma phala. Then how do you handle it? Karma Yoga Buddhi that we saw in the 2nd and 3rd chapters. The attitude of Karma Yoga helps you use the same karma to make you mature enough to gain this knowledge and free yourself. I hope you all are getting this, okay? Any questions? Push lo. Yeah. Should be clear, it's simple enough. Okay. And this Krishna, all the Arjuna's question now, okay, Krishna is assuming that all the teachers of this knowledge, the inheritors of this knowledge are all rishis, sadhus and things like that. You are the first householder whom I am seeing teaching all this. I mean, rishis are householders, but they are living a life immersed in this knowledge only. Other than the education system, they are not doing anything. The rishis are in charge of the education system in ancient India. Very nice. People are immersed in this knowledge, they take care of education. And it is not that in the Gurukula only religious education was available, no. At that time of the society, whatever was needed for you to be a contributor in society was taught. Some were very elaborate, had specialized schools, some were simple schools. Some had elaborate, or some were only meant for specialization, like Drona's Gurukula, highly specialized. Only for people who had graduated as warriors. You have to be graduate as a warrior before you even enter that school. Because that was like postdoc work, doctoral work and postdoctoral work. Yeah. Yeah, that was what Drona was. He ran a specialized school. But others ran simple schools where everything was available. Yeah. So that is a Gurukula system. Because don't equate Gurukula system with some religious education. It was not. It had religious and it had non-religious education, worldly life, whatever is necessary. Mathematics, logic, science, in terms of Nyaya Vaisheshika, all that was taught. Okay? Yeah. Whatever is necessary in that. Yeah. All right. Then he says, but all these are rishis only, na? So Krishna answers that doubt by saying, Evam nyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi guru karmaiva tasmatvam purve purvataram kritam. So evam nyatva kritam karma, knowing this, that knowledge frees you. To get the knowledge you need a sattvic mind, that you get by karma yoga buddhi, by doing karma with this attitude. Evam nyatva kritam karma. People did purvairavi mumukshubhihi. In the past, all mumukshus lived like this only. All the rishis were grahasthas. They became rishis in time only. Na? They were not born rishis. Just because they are born in a rishi family doesn't mean the knowledge comes automatically to them. The rishi's child also had to learn along with all the other students. Yeah. And everybody had to do what they had to do. Example given, Janaka, etc. Yeah. Janaka was a king. So, talking about jnanis, there is a verse in, locally made up, verse in Sanskrit about it. Okay, which highlights this. Okay. Shukaha tyagi, Shukas tyagi, Krishnaha bhogi, Nripo Rama Janakau, Vasishta Karma Karta cha, Panchete Jnanina Smrita. Shuka was a tyagi. He had the tyaga buddhi right from childhood. Sadhu banna, that type of tyaga buddhi he had. Krishna, tyaga buddhi, bhoga buddhi. Enjoyed all the good things in life. Krishna bhogi. Nripo Rama Janako. Rama and Janaka were both kings. Vasishta was a Rajaguru, therefore a lot of karmas he did. Panchete Jnanina Smrita. These are 5 great jnanis. Meaning what? Hey, other than Shuka, all of them were what? Involved in life. Therefore, Purverapi mumukshubhihi evam nyatva kritam karma. Having understood this, they lived a life of karma. Because, maturity doesn't come by watching life. Life is not a spectator sport. You have to get involved. Maturity involves getting involved. How much you can question? Because nobody can learn, do everything. Nobody can get every experience in life. Not possible. Not possible. Yeah. But enough experiences for you to have examined life and mature out, to extrapolate from the experiences you have. Like one young lady came to me saying she wanted to be a full-timer in this. So I know sometimes in some woman, the need to be a mother is high. I knew she had a romantic relationship and that was taken care of. I knew that. So I asked her, what about being a mother? He said, no, I worked with so many kids. In my life, I've been working with kids. So I don't feel the need of having a kid of my own. So it's good, because you extrapolated from that experience. So it's not that you have to be a mother yourself, only then you get the maturity. But all mothers will say, you'll never understand unless you become a mother. Revade, that's an extreme argument. I remember one of my friends saying this, and she became a mother when I was in Rishikesh. And she had said this, you'll never understand unless you become a parent. So I wrote a letter to her. Says, you must be going through all these feelings, karke describing this thing. Her husband booked a trunk call to me in Rishikesh, saying, what did you write? My wife is in tears. Nobody has understood her like this. But I'm not a mom. So who says you have to go through every experience to understand? Some experiences you need to go through, correct? But everyone has gone through some experiences, and those experiences help them mature out. Because of that, they think that everyone should go through the same experience. That's a mistake. That means any student coming to me, I should say, you have not sailed the 7 seas. How will you understand what world is about? Is that true? I can say that, na? You have not felt the rhythm of the sea. You have not faced the storms of this. You have not seen a 100-feet wave. What maturity do you have? Is that true? Come on, guys, respond. Is that true?
No.
That helped me to mature out. You have gone through your own experience to mature out. But everyone needs some experiences. You have to get involved in life enough to get some experience and mature out. That's all it means. Yeah. You must get married to mature out. Revadi. I had a girlfriend, that's good enough. Yeah. You have to be a parent. Should have nurtured somebody enough. Should have helped some people to structure things in life enough. Yeah. Everyone should be a warrior to mature out. Everyone should have some courage. That's enough. Everyone should be able to face difficult situations head on. Enough. Yeah. So, you need some experiences to mature out. Nobody can get every experience. Therefore, he says, do your action, do your work, whatever. Live a life of Karma Yoga for some time. Then decide. You can gain this knowledge in the life of Karma Yoga also. Next chapter is going to do all that elaborate. You can get the knowledge in the life of Sannyasa also. Pick your choice. Sannyasa is optional. Karma Yoga is not. Okay. All right. Therefore, tasmat tvam api kuru karmaiva purve purvataram kritam. Therefore, in your position, now this is directly advised to Arjuna. Therefore, in your position right now, tvam karma kuru. Why? Because the whole country is depending on you. The whole nation is depending on you. If you walk out, there is no way this war can be won. With you being there itself, it is difficult. With Bhishma and Drona being on the other side. And if you walk out, the whole country is depending on you. After the war, if you want to walk out, fine, walk out. If the war was over and everything, and Arjuna said, Abhi bas ho gaya. I have done my job. Krishna would have said, Tatastu. Yeah. But right now, it calls. He's like one of my friends, someone whom I knew, who was helping me a lot to organize Swamiji's talks and all. Very keen student of Vedanta. So he told Swamiji, I want to come and do a 3-year course. I have spoken to my wife, she's fine about it. In fact, she's happy about it. That I'm not going to be there for 3 years. Because financially everything is taken care of, not a problem. Swamiji said no. Why? His youngest daughter is 2 years old, eldest daughter is 5 years old. This is not the time. He can come for 3 months. Why? Because right now the kids are too small, they need a father figure in life. After 10 years, when the younger one is 10, 15, then you can come. And do a 3-year course. But not right now. What is appropriate in your life? In terms of your responsibilities, even though psychologically you may be ready. There are 2 aspects in this. Psychological readiness, responsibility-wise readiness. Therefore, right now for Arjuna, this battle is the right thing to do, responsibility-wise. He would have been psychologically ready to be a sannyasi for all you know, we don't know. But responsibility-wise, to horse, my royal liege, your foe stands on the stand. Full 11 Akronis, the Kaurava chief commands. I'm modifying, okay? To horse, my royal liege, your foe stands on the strand. Full 20,000 glittering spears, the king of nose commands. That's an English poem, I'm modifying it, okay? But it is true. Yeah. Battle is on hold because both of us are in no man's land. Otherwise, by now arrows would have started flying. Missiles would have been flying. Yeah. So, keeping that in mind. Okay. Yeah, poor one. Then introducing a new topic here. Very beautiful topic. Okay. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayopi atra mohitaha tatte karma pravikshyatmi yat jnatva mokshase shubhat. Kim karma? What is karma? What is akarma? What is freedom from karma? Kavayopi atra mohitaha. Kavi here doesn't mean poets. Okay. Kavi is kranta drishtihi, kavihi. People who have got foresight, who has got a vision of life, who can think 10 years ahead. Kavayaha. They are also confused about it, he says. Tatte karma pravikshami. That karma I am going to talk to you. I am going to teach you. Yat jnatva, knowing which mokshase ashubhat. Free from all this conflict, you will be free from. You will be free from all this ashubham, conflict. Okay, what should I know then? Karmana ipi bodhavyam, bodhavyam hi vikarmanaha, akarmanascha bodhavyam, gahana karmana angatihi. Karmano ipi bodhavyam. You should know what is karma, what is to be done. Shastrically, dharma wise, in terms of your understanding as far as your worldly things are concerned. What is to be done? That itself, there can be a lot of arguments about now what is to be done. How much to be done, how not. Karmanam api bodhavyam. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. What is not to be done also you should know. Okay, karmanam api bodhavyam. I should take care of my parents. Correct. Shastra enjoins it, dharma enjoins. To what extent? I should take care of my, of course I should take care of parents. Correct? My father is not well. Yes. He requires help. Yes. My work involves traveling. Should I change my job? Because I have to take care of my parents, no? Simple. A lot of people are in conflict about this, no? No, I can't take up a traveling job. I will take up a job which doesn't involves me from working from home. But it's only half pay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Then your children are suffering. You can't provide a good education for a kid. What about that? Can you see? Because when the Shastra says something, it will say the principle. Yep, I must take care of my parents. Of course I will take care. How? I must have been one of the few people who put a maid on a retainer. Have you ever heard of people? You have heard about consultants being on retainers. Have you heard of people of a maid being on a retainer? I put a maid on a retainer. I said, this much money you will get every month from me, whether you work for me or not. सब किसके लिए? When I am out of town, that night you are supposed to spend here. Give my mom whatever help she needs to take care of dad. If I am not traveling, you will get that money. If I am traveling for a certain number of days, you will get that money. If the number of days are more, I will give you extra pro rata. Is that taking care or not taking care? It went on for about 3-4 years. It worked very beautifully, very smoothly. So how do you do things? But I feel guilty about it. Why? Because I'm supposed to take care of my parents, no? Are you seeing the nonsense that goes on? Of course you're supposed to take care of your parents. Does that give you elbow room to do in a manner that you can take care of everything? No, women are exempted from it. Why? Because she becomes from the other house now, no? After marriage. Idiotic. You stop being a daughter or just because she got married? Karmanam api bodhavya. Understand? This never stop exercising what is inside here. God has given us a head with something inside, hopefully. Never stop exercising that. Find creative solutions to whatever you are facing. Principle is right, yes. You have to take care of your kids. Of course you have to take care of your kids. I'll protect them from everything. Most stupid thing I ever heard in my life. Yeah. Most stupid thing. Yeah. What are you going to protect them? Okay. Let's put on that second one from the bottom. Light. Second, this side, this. Yeah. Yeah. How can you protect from everything? They have to face the experiences in life. What are you going to protect them from? Themselves? All the young parents here, please take note, okay? The not so young ones also. You will nurture, you will structure, you will take care, that's it, and leave them. But he's going to be in the hostel, he's not ready for it. Why didn't you make him ready? And what makes you think he's not ready? Are you seeing how we get stuck in this what we should do thing business? Karmanam pi bodhavyam. Bodhamyam cha vikarmanaha. What should be avoided, not done. Yeah. But Swamiji, certain things I have done. Good. You understood it, no? We all have done things which we should not be done. Who is the person who has not done anything that should not be done? Doesn't exist. And if anybody tells you that, he is bluffing. Like I met this character once. Very senior man in Tata Trust. Then he retired. So he asked me, Swamiji, have you ever done wrong things in your life? I said, plenty of it. Yeah, I have done wrong things. And I'm fine about owning it up. And I didn't, for me, that statement, the conversation is over. I don't have to ask anything else. But he felt the need to talk to me. Said, with me, Swamiji, every time I felt like I should do something wrong, I felt some force stopping me. So I never did anything wrong. So in my mind, I was thinking, Revade. Because this person was also a consultant with another company that I know about and I was working with. And I know he was fired from them because he used some unethical things. He used office equipment, etc. I know that well. He doesn't know I know that. See, people tell you I never done anything wrong in my life. Revade. You don't have to call this bluff. It's okay. Let him save face. If he wants to present that image with me, let him present it. I'm not his teacher anyway. If I was teacher, I would have pointed out gently. But I'm not his teacher, so why should I do anything? We all have made mistakes in life, so it's okay. Understand it's a mistake and see if we can make amends. If you can't make amends, say a prayer and leave it. The whole idea of Prayaschitta Karma in the Shastra has come up because Prayaschitta Karma is making amends. Religious Prayaschitta. Worldly Prayaschitam also. Why? Because we will do mistakes. We will make mistakes. From a simple sorry onwards, make amends. What's the big deal about it? Swamiji, the person is dead and gone. Say a prayer. Religiously. When it or kya hai? But understand that dharma, principles of dharma and adharma should be very clear. And how to apply their principles in life also should be clear. They are presented as absolutes, but it's always relative in application. Between black and white, there are a million shades of grey, and maturity in life is dealing with the greys. Don't go with blinkers on. I will do my job, whether others do or not. Haven't you heard this? You do your job, others do or not, doesn't matter. Yeah, once I saw in this road, work was going on. So there's one character digging up a small little 6-inch deep, this thing and going on. And after an hour, another character was coming and filling it up. I said, what is happening here? I said, kya kar raha hai aap log? We are both doing our job. So what is your job? We are supposed to lay an electrical line. Okay? So I am digging so the line can be laid. And after the line is laid, I am supposed to fill it up, I am filling it up. So what happened to the line in between? That guy is absent. But we are both doing our jobs. Do you want to be an idiot like that? Really? We do our job and so it's always about relative things, isn't it? You are not living in an island. You are not living in an isolated setup. No, we have to understand the big picture. Karma, akarma, vikarma. Karma and vikarma, he says. Vikarma is what is not to be done. Okay. Yeah. And akarmanascha bodhavyam. What is akarmana? Okay. Dharma, adharma, karma, vikarma. What about akarma? Freedom from karma. What is that? Akarmanascha bodhavyam. Understand what is freedom? What is beyond karma? What is freedom from karma? What is being actionlessness? Gahana karmanam gati, he says. The way of karma is very, very deep. Kavayopi vimohitaha. Even the people with foresight are confused about it. Because to realize that when it comes to karma, you are not living in an isolated entity. They are interrelated with everything else. Market is falling here because of what Trump is doing there, isn't it? Share market, the Sensex is going down because what is Trump is doing there? Naturally, it will go down. He is a disruptor. Some good will come, some bad will come. Both will happen. Because basically he is a disruptor. Certain things he is doing is good. Certain things is a problem. How can he deport so many people? Illegal immigration is a big problem for everyone, including for Indians. Bangladeshis, Rohingyas, etc. are coming, big issues. Big issue in India. Once it erupts, you will understand how big the issue is. People like us who are looking at the grassroots level, we know what a big issue it is. You will have violence on the roads in 10 years' time if not taken care of right now. As it is, there are pockets, there are huge amount of violence going on. It's bound to be. Yeah. So what he is doing for his country is right. But they were all handcuffed when they came back. When you went illegally there, did you travel in 5-star comfort? Or in the back of trucks, packed like sardines and all, you are taken there. That time you didn't complain. Now you are coming in royal by aircraft, flying all the way, only you are handcuffed, and you are cribbing about that. You have done something criminal. You can be shot on the border legally. Have you thought about that? No, we only think, liberal, nonsensical thinking. But Swamiji, what about human rights? So in what way is your human rights? You have done a crime and you are being put, instead of being thrown in the jail, you are sent back to your country in cuffs. Be thankful. Or would you like to languish in an American prison for the next 10 years? What would you like? Or come back here and restart your life? Be thankful. No thinking. We go by the mass. Whatever stupid thinking goes on in society, we join them. But they spend so much money to go there. Who asked them to spend that much of money? If you are spending that much of money, go legally. Na? Why go illegally? And if you have that much of money to spend, you could have been an entrepreneur right here and made your money instead of going there. Are you getting the idea? When you're talking of karma, vikarma, etc., where are we thinking about? And then finally, akarma, being free from karma. Freedom from karma is not doing karma. Freedom from karma should be discovered in spite of doing karma. To put in a nutshell, elaborately we'll see. One way of describing it is to be the calm center in the storm of all activities. You have to be lucky to experience this calm center, But before you experience the calm center, you have to go through the hell of a storm, of a tornado. Your ship or your vehicle, whatever you are in, is going through the storm. It's battering from all sides, this, that. Suddenly you will break through the wall of the storm and come to the center of the storm. Hey, how did it suddenly become peaceful? There's only a swell now. But all around you see, all around, maybe 5 miles in diameter or whatever, is peaceful. All around this sheet of water and storming, everything is raging. You are the calm center. So to discover you as the calm center in the storm of all activities. That is called akarma. Body is doing a lot of things, mind is thinking furiously. You are at peace. We think to be at peace we have to be sitting down in meditation or go to sleep or samadhi or something like that. Body is acting, mind is thinking, emotions are coming up, all that is happening. I am the calm center. Because that is the nature of yourself. You as consciousness, that's what it is. So to discover that and make it a fact of your life. Yeah, that's what it is. Akarma. So your dharma, adharma, and freedom from both dharma and adharma. That's why they say, for a wise person, dharma, dharma is not applicable. Ko vidhi, ko nishedaha. What is the do and don't as far as a wise person is concerned? Nothing. But Swamiji, can he do a wrong thing if he chooses to? Will he do wrong things? Why should he? Where do you do a wrong thing? When you want something by hook or by crook. No? When will you do something? No? When you want something so badly that you are willing to do it by hook or by crook. If you don't want it by hook, where will you ever go by crook? So why would you do a wrong thing? The normal way I am not bothered about whether I get it or not. Then why should I try all the wrong means to get it or not? Are you getting the idea of this? That freedom from dharma, adharma doesn't mean he'll always become adharmic. That's the first thing that people cross people's mind. Oh, he'll become adharmic then. If he does have an adharmic action, it is necessary in that society at that time. That's all it means. That's why when you study a dharma, dharma is also need to study it as case studies. That's what the Puranas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these are case studies of what appropriate action is about. How dharma and dharma which are presented as statements are not absolutes, they are relative in application. So the case studies will show, every incident there is a case study. Why was Vali killed by Rama from behind? Hiding behind the tree. Yeah. For example. So it's a case study. Yeah. Why did Hanuman not just take up Sita from the Ashokavana and bring her home? It would have been so easy for him to do it, I'm telling you. One leap he crossed over to Lanka, another leap from there he would have come back here. Ho gaya kaam. No, the purpose was different. So, now, Gahana Karmanam Gati, can you see that? So, the whole, understand the whole question of dharma, adharma, etc. There are a million nuances in it. Nobody can teach you everything. So, you understand the principles and the relativity well enough so that you can bring it into your life. That's why I said maturity is handling shades of grey. So, sometimes you have to discuss with a friend, philosopher, guide, whatever, teacher, psychologist, whatever, whoever, to understand shades of grey. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Don't go by absolutes. That's immature. To go by absolutes is a sign of immaturity. Unless you are someone like Bhishma, then you can go by absolutes. If you are at that level, you can go by absolutes. Yeah. But he went by absolute in his life, and he knew in the bigger picture this will not work for dharma. So he told the Pandavas how he can be killed. If you can function like that, you can go by absolutes, okay? No problems. Go by absolute and say, in this situation, I have to be removed from the scene. So remove me from the scene by whatever means necessary. Then I am fine. If you can do that, you are fine. Go by absolutes. Yeah. Okay. However, maturity is about handling the relative, handling the grey. Karma, vikarma, akarma. So, how to understand that I am the calm center in the storm of all activities? That is being akarma. And the fourth chapter, and very often, is focusing on this akarma. It explains in detail. Krishna goes about it quite elaborately. Okay. Yeah. In fact, the next verse itself, he goes into what karma and akarma is. Because he makes an assumption that in the light of what he has said and the light of what Arjuna's background is, dharma is clear for him. That doesn't require too much of explanation. Akarma may require. Akarma also, he has got some experience. You don't become a Maharati unless you understand something about being the calm center. But you may not understand what exactly is a calm center. Okay. At higher levels of martial art training, you learn to be in that calm center. But that level of training starts after you get your black belt, not before that. Unless you're doing Tai Chi or something, then within a couple of years you start that. Tai Chi with Qigong, if you're doing, then in a couple of years you'll start that. Yeah. So to be the calm center. So that was my preparation for understanding Vedanta. As I said, I was not a very religious person. I had not thrown a flower at the Lord before I joined the ashram. Okay. Sense of bhakti was there, but not in the conventional way. So what it is all about, we will see in the next class. Okay, because once I start, I'll require at least half an hour, 45 minutes to explain that part of it. So good place to stop. Okay, Om Tat Sat.